Hey there, air gunners. Zach from the Shooter Zone. Welcome back. Hey, if this is your first time here, don't forget to push the subscribe button. Every person counts that subscribes to this page, so we hope you will. Well, today we have the Ruger 1022 in .177 caliber. Now, I know 1022s are usually 22 caliber, but being that this is CO2, the .177 works much better. Get higher velocities, which means that we're probably going to have a little bit better accuracy than the .22s. Well, let's go over this rifle here and see what we have. This is a great plinker. This is primarily what it's made for, plinking. Probably not enough power for small game, but plinking it for sure is good for, and it is fun to shoot. Now, I've done several videos on CO2 guns, and I know that a lot of people kind of shy away from CO2, but going back to CO2, I kind of like it. It's just as easy just to pop a couple CO2 cartridges in and get some shooting in, and I have to worry about anything else. So my CO2 love has been revitalized lately, shall I say. Okay, so about this Ruger 1022. It has manual safety, which is always nice. It is not only single action, but double action as well, which is kind of rare. It is fun to shoot, and I like shooting it just on single action. I think it's just a little bit more accurate that way, as is any gun that's single action or double action. Single action is always a little bit more on target, shall we say. I happen to just throw a 3x9 scope on here. The scope does not come with the 1022 or the scope mount, but the regular 1022 scope mount fits on this perfectly. So if you're looking to put a scope on it, just order the 1022 scope mount and you'll be fine with that. It does have two CO2 cartridges that go into the rear of the gun. There's a little kind of thing you turn here, and you turn it so the line is sideways, and then underneath here you just pull and this pops out. This is the tool to remove the cap for the CO2 cartridges. So what we'll do is unscrew that. Let me move this out of the way a little bit more. We're going to unscrew this, and we'll remove that piece out of there for the moment. Now, this does take two cartridges, and you have to remember, put a little bit of lube on each of these. I always do. I usually use a silicone based, which I think works really well, and I think it's better for seals if you use silicone based. The nose of this will go in first, and then the second one butt first, and we'll put that in there, and we're just going to push that in all the way. Put our tool back in, and we're going to screw it in till it's tight. Then just put this in the reverse way that you took it out. Helps if you have it in the right way. Okay, and then you just turn that little thing back and it locks into place. There we go. All right, so that's it for the CO2s. Now, underneath here, we have the little mag that installs in this. We want to push this little lever forward and pull out the magazine, and that's what it looks like. Now, a couple little tricks to loading this up that I'll show you. Okay, so there's a little lever on the side here. You push that little lever backwards, and that unlocks the magazine. This little red piece then pulls straight out. Make sure you make note of which is the front side, which is this, and which is the back side. If we take it out just like this and lay it down, we're going to lay it down so the back side is pointing up. It does hold 10 pellets So we're going to start by loading them in, nose first. Got another windy day here today up on the mountain, but it's going to hit about 60, so we'll take it. All right, so now that you have all the pellets in there, just take a little Allen key or whatever you have and seat them all the way down. I like putting them on a hard surface first and just push them all the way down. There you go. If you don't do this, then the magazine will be hard to load after that. Again, you've already made note of which way this goes. So we just drop that back in, push that little lever back forward again. And you don't have to really make sure that that's lined up. If you have it just slightly off, I think it goes in better. So before we pop that in though, if you've ever used CO2 before, then you know that the first one is usually half a dud, so just let it go off. It does have a little bit of a snap to it in the sound. Pop this all the way in. And again, this is double action or single action, so I could just pull the trigger and keep pulling the trigger until the 10 rounds are gone. But always in double action, the trigger pull is a lot heavier. So I always prefer to just, again, pull it all the way back, load a first pellet in there, and then you're ready to shoot. Today I have just the little spinners out there, 20 yards, and I'm just going to put a couple rounds through it. Again, this is a great plinking gun. Take it out there, shoot some cans, shoot, you know, whatever you want, paper targets. It's good for that. It's good for adults. It's good for children. It's good for grandchildren. Whatever you want to use it for, this little gun is good. You know, I have air guns of all different types. You know, from just little plinkers like this to you know, some really nice PCPs. And I like them all. You know, again, to me, it's each one is a little bit of a challenge to get to learn and to shoot properly. But you know, some people get hung up on air guns and will degrade an air gun somebody has. But honestly, all air guns are fun, and whatever air gun you have, use it, have fun with it. All right, so I'm going to put some rounds through here. Again, I just have the little spinner out there, 20 yards. So let's see how it does. All right, well, that's a good sign. You heard that, I'm sure. Again, I load another one. All right, doing good. Another bullseye. Again, these little spinners are really fun to shoot. Of course, 177 at this velocity, which is about 650 feet per second. It will not spin the spinner unless they're very small spinners. But again, it's nice hearing the target hit each time. There we go. Again, this is pretty accurate for a little gun like this. I don't know how many I've already shot, but you could hear the difference when you're at the end. Hit it every time, 20 yards. It's about a 3-inch little spinner. Again, I'm pretty sure this mic is picking that up every time I hit it. All right, so the shot before that was the last one. So there you go, the Ruger 1022. Fun little rifle to get. Being that it holds 2 of the CO2 cartridges, you'll get a good amount of rounds through it. And what more could you say? You know, again, if you're looking for something for you, just hang over the back deck and do a little bit of plinking, or if you have a young son or grandson that just is getting into the sport, a great rifle to start out with. Again, grab yourself a little scope, buy yourself a little scope rail and install it, and this thing becomes a nice little shooter. Well, that's it for today, folks. We'll be back soon. Please, again, subscribe to this channel. It helps us out greatly. Well, you guys have a good day. Take care now.